What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 100. And yes, today, as we have reached a century of episodes in this series for the first time, I've got a special thank you episode for you guys to enjoy. And I really hope you enjoy it as well. We've got 5 big games today, 3 in the Serie A, 1 in the Cup, and 1 in the Champions League as well. Kicking off with Barais Empoli, that youth striker with 6'6", who scored 2 goals against us in a reverse fixture before we take on Juventus in the first leg at the Coppa Nazionale semi-final away in Turin. Then we got Lazio, our rivals, back in the Serie A as an official away game at the Stadio Olimpico in the derby. Then Jason Sampdoria at home, and we end today's episode off with Manchester City in the round of 16 in the Champions League, the first leg in Rome as well. So 5 huge games today, 3 in the Serie A, 1 in the Cup, and 1 in Europe as well. And we've got 2 live games as well. The Juventus game, that'll be a live highlights game, and then the Man City game, it's going to be live highlights in the first half, and then in the second half, I'm going to be going through my New Year's resolutions with 2020 right around the corner as well. And I want you guys in today's episode to comment your New Year's resolutions down below as well. So 5 huge games, 2 live ones, loads and loads of good fun. And I really hope you guys enjoy it as well, as we start today's episode off by running through the squad as we now enter February, with deadline day ending in the last episode with our new man, Gedson Fernandes, coming in to replace our Spanish holding midfielder, Marc Roca, who of course we sold to Paris Saint-Germain. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. It should be a lot of fun. And I do want to start the episode off by saying as well, thank you so much for all the support, guys. I mean, to get to 100 episodes in this series, I was feeling very confident when I started the series off that this would be a fun one for you guys to watch. It is more of an old school save. There's some new things in it as well. It's more of an old school save. And I was really hopeful you guys would enjoy it. For those that have been around for a while, I knew you guys would, but I was hoping that those that have just subscribed to me in the past 2 or 3 years, where I sort of modernised my content a little bit, I was a little bit doubtful, but still hopeful you guys would take to this series. The fact that you guys have just been, since episode number 1, showing me so much love. I mean, the like to dislike ratio has been absolutely incredible, and I'm so grateful for that. The comments have been so good, so appreciative, and even the criticism has been constructive as well, which I really do appreciate. It's just been an amazingly supported and appreciated series, and I'm so grateful for all the support since episode number 1. 100 episodes later, here we are, a century in the books. What a series it's been. It's been absolutely fantastic, and yeah, thank you. I start today's episode off by saying just thank you so much for all the support. You know, this is the first 100 plus career mode series I've done since FIFA 15, with my West Bromwich Albion, PSG and Arsenal save, with my boy Mbaye Niang, who was the legend of that save. I mean, it's been my first one since, it's crazy to think that my first 100 plus series since then. The support has been incredible, man. I'm so grateful. In fact, no, it's not. It's still since we were 16. That was with Watford and AC Milan. Speaking of Italians, Marco Ryan-Tala, his Watford and Milan sides. I think we got to 100 in that series. In fact, did we? I can't remember now. But anyway, it's been a few years regardless. None in 17, none in 18, and none in 19 either. But FIFA 20, we come back with a bang. And yeah, what a series it's been. Long may it continue. And I'm targeting my first 200 plus episode career mode series since the WBA, PSG, and Arsenal save as well. So yeah, 5 games today. Let's get straight into it. So first game of today's episode is against Empoli here in the Serie A. Back at the Stadio Olimpico on the back of that amazing win on Wednesday night away at the San Siro against AC Milan, and after that victory we leapfrogged Milan and went into 3rd place. But at half-time in this game, deadlocked at 0-0, struggling to break down the visitors in this game. It was looking like after finally breaking into the top 3, we were only going to be in the top 3 for a few days. We were still tied at 0-0, but 10 minutes after the restart, after Šorić played through Diaz, he bore down on goal. He went through on goal and smacked it in the near post to give us the lead, and 11 minutes after the restart, finally the deadlock was broken. When we signed Gedson Fernandes, I said this season, goals have been a problem for us. Out of the top 4 in the division, we're the lowest scorers by quite some distance. So we need to start scoring more goals. 10 minutes after the restart, Šorić plays through Diaz. Great advantage play by the referee as well. as Diaz fires it in, gives Roma the lead, and finally the deadlock is broken. And as soon as we got that goal, we sort of started to conserve energy a little bit with the game against Juventus coming in midweek, and us wanting to play all of our starters for that game. So just kept our foot on the ball for the most part, didn't look to force the issue, looked to play some nice passing moves, and as Šorić receives the ball here, plays it into Cristante, lovely little build up here, and as Ivan slides it through to the Croatian, Šorić this season has been one of our sort of unsung heroes of the squad, who whenever he plays always seems to get a goal or an assist. Well, today he's got one of each. Lovely through ball to Diaz as he took one for the team when getting taken down, and then for this goal, as Ivan slides him through, eyes on the prize, drills it past the goalkeeper. Roma 2, Empoli 0. So surely on course for back-to-back wins, but this lad Barai, man, I tell you, he is something special. 6'6", absolutely rapid. Obviously scored the brace against us in the reverse fixture, had the ball in the back of the net here with 30 minutes to go. Thankfully, it was correctly chalked off for offside, but either way, he is one heck of a tough lad to handle. 6'6", rapid, clinical finish. Next season, he's definitely one of my main targets to come in to this Roma side, but still leading by 2, and with 10 minutes to go, oh, just give him the champagne now before the final whistle. That's the only way to have a bad performance, it seems, in a Roma shirt, by getting him drunk. Šorić, he was just on fire in this game. Brilliant through ball to Tony with a lovely little chipped first time volley over the top of the goalkeeper's head towards the back stick, and Ivan, who got the assist for the Šorić goal, said, bro, give me this one here, dink it over to me and let me put it into the back of the net easily. Quick little Thankyou style scissor kick into the open goal, and that would settle the score. Final score, Roma 3, Empoli 0. We return to the Stadio Olimpico with a win here and a clean sheet as well. Really good performance, and for Šorić as well, he was just absolutely immense in this game. Unstoppable. 2 assists and a goal as well. No surprise, my man of the match. So big win there for Roma as we keep the pressure on Juventus and Inter Milan right now ahead of us in the table. And speaking of those two boys, for our second of the 5 big games today, it is time for the Coppa Nazionale semi-final first leg as we travel to Turin to take on Juventus. With the old lady still undefeated in the Serie A and still top of the table, we're looking to avenge Roma's demons from last season when Juventus thrashed them by 4-0 in the Coppa Nazionale semi-finals on their way to winning the trophy. They've been the most dominant side in Italian football for the past decade, and now as we travel to take them on away from home, what a task we've got on our hands if we're to make it through to the Coppa Nazionale final. First leg of the semi, it's a live one. It's Juventus away in Turin. Forza Roma. Interception there by Ollie Shaw as we should pass out from the back pretty comfortably here. Good little 1-2, and Ollie's in behind Paolo Dybala, who's let him go. And as he feeds through Keane, oh, he's the top scorer in the competition, and he's bearing down on goal to put it into the back of the net. And Roma, 11 minutes in, take the lead in Turin. Juventus 0, Roma 1. If we were going to get a goal tonight away from home in the first leg, you put your money on Pinamonti to get the goal. Top scorer in the cup. He's 5th in the competition. Lovely ball through by Orsolini. And our number 14 extends his scoring run with his 5th in the cup. 1-1 with Szczesny. Keeps his composure. What a start to the game. Juventus 0, Roma 1. And the visitors take the lead. You got to give this guy a lot of credit, man. You know, he's not had that much game time this season, particularly starting game time. But whenever he has been called upon, he's been primed and ready, and he's taken his chances. That's his 8th goal in all competitions this season. 5 in the Cup, 2 in Europe, and a game winner in the Serie A. And now Moise Keane. There's got a bit of space to shoot! Oh! Just wide. What a start from Roma tonight. Going at Juve, looking for those away goals, and almost going 2 goals up in the first 20 minutes. Kante, lovely through ball to Oyarzabal. Ferro blocks the pass though, and we shall pass out from the back. And Juve right now look absolutely shell-shocked here. Oh! Ollie Shaw! Oh! For fuck's sake! I mean, right there, that is right on cue. Exactly why he's never going to score a goal in this series. How did that not cross the line? The poor bloody kid. does everything for us, yet score a goal. Oh my god! How? Oh, that is just ridiculous. That is literally millimetres away from crossing the line and Ollie Shaw getting his first goal in professional football. Ollie, man, I love you so goddamn much. One day, mate, I promise you're going to score a goal and we are going to go mental. Gedson Fernandez. Orsolini. Pinamonti! Just over the bar. We should be 2 or 3 goals up here. What a first half this has been by Roma. We should really be leading by more than just a 1 goal. We've been very good when going forward. Sadly, only do lead by a goal. But as Juve have a chance here to level things right before the break. Rabiot has fired it home. And Juventus have drawn back on level terms. We only have ourselves to blame for not leading into the break. We've had chance after chance. We've only taken 1. And now Juve have put the game back on level terms. Nice little passing move on the edge. Great little through ball there by Kante. And Rabiot with a finish puts it into the bottom corner. And Juventus have found their leveller. Well, that is frustrating. And we've only got ourselves to blame. We should have been 2 or 3 goals up heading to the break. Instead, tied at 1-1. What a disappointing way to end what was a really good first half. So second half is underway here in Turin, and right now I'm looking at the body language of my players out there, and they seem quite frustrated and agitated after a frustrating first 45 minutes. Understandably so right now they're feeling a bit agitated because we should be leading by 2 or 3 goals. Had we taken our chances we would have been doing so heading into this second half, but creating chances I don't think is going to be a problem in the second half. I think we'll get some more, we just got to make sure we take them. Oh, right on cue! Gedson, have a go, son! Oh, just what? Who was that coming in? Who was that coming in? It was Orsolini. Brilliant save by Szczesny. Fernandez shoots through a crowd of bodies, but puts it wide. And right on cue, we're going to get some chance in this second half to get back in front. We've got to be more clinical. We cannot afford to not win this first leg here. He's getting a little bit chippy out there. Pinamonti's just gone in on the lit, and I think when the play gets stopped, he'll get a booking as well. But at the moment, as we're carrying on, it's still 1-1, and I don't see this game finishing all square. I think someone's going to win this one here. 25 minutes to go. Who is going to get that all-important third goal that could prove to be the game winner? Well, Zaniolo's done well there on Oyarzabal, and Pinamonti holds it up. And a chance to break here. Gets in Fernandez. Slows it down. Pinamonti. Mandragora. Pinamonti. Zaniolo. Fernandez. Zaniolo. Wonderful football! Pinamonti with his second goal of the game puts Roma back in front. What a move as we get ourselves the goal to get back in front and possibly win this first leg. What a goal! Brilliant, absolutely brilliant football from Roma. Wonderful passing move. We've been playing some brilliant possession football all season long, and I think that's our goal of the season. Joyous attacking build-up. Pinamonti slid through, and you see on the sidelines how hard it was for us this season to change our play style. We've had some brilliant team goals though, and that one, the best of the lot. Pinamonti, you can't stop this boy. 6th goal in the cup, 2nd tonight. Juve 1, Roma 2. And there it is, it's all over. Roma hold on for the win and will take back the 2-1 scoreline to the Stadio Olimpico. We are 90 minutes away from the Coppa Nazionale final. And Juventus' long unbeaten streak in all competitions is over. A big psychological blow for them. A massive victory for us. What a game, what a win. 2-1 Roma. And really, we should have won this game by more. We had plenty of chances out there, just weren't clinical enough to get ourselves more of a cushion. But in the end, we don't mind too much. We get the win. Juve's undefeated run is over. And heading back to the Stadio Olimpico, a clean sheet in Rome will give us the victory. But one thing's for sure, this man's definitely going to start. And you put your money on him scoring in the second leg as well. 6 goals in the cup, 2 goals in each game. Pinamonti is just on fire. What a win for Roma. It was a massive challenge for us to take on Juventus away from home in the first leg, but I couldn't have asked for a better performance or result. A 2-1 victory to take back to the Stadio Olimpico, and that means if we get a clean sheet in the second leg coming towards the end of the month, we'll avenge our demons from last season where Rome were knocked out by 4-0 and make it through to our first cup final with our new team. So a massive win there. Still 5 points off Juventus in the Serie A, but as I did mention, maybe, just maybe, that'll be a psychological blow to their confidence, and finally, hopefully, someone this season will be able to stop their unbeaten streak and hopefully knock them off top spot as well. But for the third game even of today's episode, it's back to the Serie A and back to the Stadio Olimpico. However, this game is an away game as we take on Lazio in the Derby della Capitale, away from home, yet not really being away from home. It is technically an away game even though we are at our home. The Stadio Olimpico, of course, we share it with Lazio. Looking forward to this battle, and after the thrilling victory against them in my first ever home game in charge of Roma by 2-1, where Tony of course bagged that brace and missed a penalty, I was hoping for yet more excitement, more fireworks, but hopefully another win for Roma as well. And of course you might have noticed in the warm-up as well, there was an interesting lineup picked by the Lazio manager where Callum Robinson, once of Sheffield United, would lead the line for our opponents today. So extra incentive for us to get the win in this game, extra incentive for Tony to score, and 22 minutes in, he would do just that. 2 games in derby appearances for our number 9 and 3 goals in the books for Ivan Toney. Lazio have only seen this guy twice this season. They already hate the sight of him. Ivan with a brilliant finish makes it Lazio 0, Roma 1. And I love this camera angle as well. Brilliant hockey assist by Orsolini. Lovely slid through ball to Moise Keane. Great cross to the middle. And look at this camera angle. The way it rotates is glorious. Ivan Toney, look at this for a finish. Diving in with a sort of like karate flying kick style goal there. As he smacks it into the back of the net first time and makes it Lazio 0, Roma 1, and we take the lead in the derby. So leading by a goal, and really all throughout the game we were looking the better team as well. Orsolini denied by the goalkeeper there for making it 2-0. We were just in complete control, but on the stroke of the hour mark, as Thankyou goes in behind Ivan Toney, some very worrying scenes. Ivan Toney hits the deck and continues to hold his shoulder. As the play continues, Iosa Perez plays a 1-2 at Gagliardini, but Paul Lopez reads it well and makes the easy claim. Still leading by 1, but as Toney gets back to his feet, still holding his shoulder a little bit, the play continues. And as Zaniolo turns his man, he rolls it into Toney. Quick 1-2 of Orsolini, and Ivan Toney, despite hobbling, despite going down with a knock, gets back to his feet and says, "You can't stop me. No one can stop me." Lazio 0, Roma 2, as we double the lead, and Ivan gets his second goal of the game. It's a cutback, it's a sweaty goal, but listen, it's the derby. We'll take any goals we can get. Brilliant play by Orsolini, who really was at the heart of everything in this game. Great free ball to Ivan, who puts it into the open goal, and Toney gets his 20th goal in the Serie A, and the second goal for us tonight. Lazio 0, Roma 2, as we took him off with 10 minutes to go for a precautionary method. Hopefully he'll be okay, and it seemed like he would be as well. Final score, Lazio 0, Roma 2. It's back-to-back derby wins for Roma and for Ivan. It's all smiles come the final whistle. He wasn't even worried about the potential knock there. He wasn't even annoyed that he missed his chance to get his first hat-trick for the club as well, because he knows at some point he'll claim his first match ball in a Roma shirt, and his 2 goals there ensure we do get the big 3 points, back-to-back derby wins. And as you can see, the injury was just a slight knock. A bruised shoulder for Ivan Toney, just a 5-day injury, and with 20 goals in 24 Serie A games, you can see why I had to take him off. He was chasing a hat-trick. Had I kept him on, he probably would have got it, but I was like, Ivan, mate, I cannot afford to see you go down. You're the top scorer in the division, 20 goals in 24 games in the league, man. I cannot afford to see the legend that is the Shocker go down at a crucial stage of the season. And speaking of legends, after the game, I had to show you this. Jason, his stats at Sampdoria right now, the 29-year-old who sadly we didn't get to see in the reverse fixture because for some reason Sampdoria just decided not to play him. Well, unfortunately, as you'll see in just a moment's time, a little bit of spoilers for you guys here, Jason is not going to play in this game either. And I know it says his form is bad, but Oh, it's so frustrating that we've played Jason Sampdoria twice this season. He's one of the top assist makers in the Serie A this year, with 7 on the board. Right now, Sampdoria is sat in mid-table, but for the second time we faced them, Jason is not in the matchday squad. Absolutely gutted about that, man. As you see the scouting update there, no players making our academy this time round, as Esposito is still all alone in our youth squad. But yeah, no Jason in the Sampdoria squad. Doesn't even make the bench, which is so frustrating. But either way, taking on Sampdoria, maybe it's the game's way of just making it easy on me because they know that Jason's too good. But no Jason or Ivan Toney in this game. 2 legends in 2 past series of mine. Neither one on the pitch for this game. Pinamonti would start this one after Ivan Toney's injury. His bruised shoulder meant he hadn't fully recovered from it and therefore wasn't fully fit. So I left him on the bench for this one. I still fancied our chance of extending our win streak, and to start the game off, Andrea Pinamonti. He's been desperate for a start in the Serie A. He got one tonight and he got the assist for our first goal as well. Lovely through ball to Ricardo as our number 11 bears down on goal and finesses it into the back of the net. Salute to the fans as our number 11 says, I know Ivan's not on the pitch, but listen, he might be the star of this team. I'm the second best player here. Ricardo this season has been absolutely sublime, and a brilliant finish there into the far corner. Gets his 5th goal of the Serie A this season, and that's what you got to do, man. When your number 1 option goes down, look for your number 2. Look for his right-hand man. In this team, Orsolini is Ivan Toney's bro. He's the guy that he looks for when Ivan's not doing the job. Brilliant finish there. It's 1-0. We're in front, and it could have became 2 as well. Orsolini at the heart of everything in this game, denied by a brilliant save with the goalkeeper, and in the first half it really was the Ricardo show. With no Ivan on the pitch, he was taking over all the offensive duties and getting involved in everything. And right before the break, oh, just over the bar. Just over the bar, so close. I dropped the controller when I took the shot there. I thought it went in, just over the crossbar, as we still search for our first free kick goal of the series. I'm yet to score a goal from a free kick in FIFA 20. So close there. Ricardo just over the crossbar as we still led by a goal to 0. But it was all Orsolini in the first half. The man was just on fire. And 8 minutes after the restart, still up by a goal. He offloads to Fernandez, who strikes from range. Good stop by the goalkeeper and turn behind for a corner. We should have been 4 or 5 goals up at this rate, but from the corner we would go 2 goals up. Ricardo whips it into the middle, gets an assist to go along with the first goal, and who does he pick out? Pinamonti! Starting the game, getting his chance with Ivan Toney carrying a knock, and he takes his chance as well. I said in the Coppa Nazionale semi-final first leg against Juve, whenever this guy plays, he's primed and ready. I knew he'd score tonight, and he did. Heads in the corner from Orsolini, makes it 2-0, and that is how the game would finish. Another clean sheet in the Serie A for Roma. As you see Romagnoli and Ferro shake hands, those two this season have been an absolute brick wall, and no doubt we deserve to win the game as well. On fire from the first minute to last, even without Ivan Toney, still looked the complete package. Orsolini man of the match, and following the game as well, how about this for some drama? Inter Milan go to Turin and beat Juventus by a goal to 0. Finally, the old lady have been beaten, and they've been knocked off top spot as well. Inter Milan take charge and pole position in the Serie A with 13 games to go. Leapfrog Juve by a point. We now cut the gap to 3 points on top of the table. Inter Milan as well. 3 points separating the top 3. Milan not out of the race yet in 4th place either. 13 games to go. What a finish we are going to have in the Serie A, as we're not done yet, as the race for the title is reaching the business stage of the season. What a climax we could be due for, with Inter Milan finally being the first team to beat Juventus this season and leapfrogging them and going into pole position. So for our 5th and final game of today's episode, I really hope you enjoyed the special episode number 100 so far, guys. We've got the big one and one of the biggest games of the season since we joined Roma. Since the draw was made, we've been looking forward to it, and now it's finally time. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City travel to Rome for the first leg of the Champions League last 16, as we'll be taking on the current holders who beat RB Leipzig in the final last year. They're one of the favourites to win it and to retain their trophy, but for us, we're expected to reach the final. We had so many battles with Man City over the years at Sheffield United. Now in Rome, we're expecting a very feisty 2-legged affair here in the first knockout round of the Champions League. We've been waiting for it since the draw. The time has finally come. It's Roma versus versus Manchester City in the Champions League round of 16 with the first leg here at the Stadio Olimpico. Come on Roma, let's get the win and a big victory to take back to the Etihad. Forza Roma! Start to the game this, 18 minutes in, still deadlocked at 0-0, but I wouldn't exactly be against a goalless draw here. A clean sheet, preventing the away goal to take back to Manchester. Wouldn't be against that at all, but we are going to get some chances tonight. There's our first one, Moise Kean's header, easily caught by Edison. I don't think it will finish 0-0 either. Someone is going to score at least one goal tonight. Salini, lovely touch. There's a good ball through to Tony, and he's in behind Laporte here, Ivan. He's taking it a bit far wide. Oh, but he's just foxed Edison and put Roma in front. Edison didn't think it was going to happen, but a quick strike from Ivan as he leaps onto the advertising hoardings and celebrates with the fans. It's Roma 1, Man City 0, and Edison, a class goalkeeper. Well, Pep will not be happy with the Brazilian in the dressing room at half-time. Beaten at his near post. Tony turned Laporte. I think he was waiting for Ivan to get a bit closer to him, and instead he just tricks him. Goes for goal first time, and the Brazilian can't keep it out. Roma 1, Man City 0, and Pep frustrated. He knows Edison should have stopped that one. No, it's not the first time we've tricked a goalkeeper with an early strike and caught them off guard. We did something similar against Sampdoria in the league a couple months ago, where Tony took a strike before the goalkeeper was expecting it, caught him off balance, off guard, and gave us a lead in that game. He's done the same here tonight against Man City. As we still lead by 1, we have played well in this first half. In a half a few chances, but I do think there might be another. Oh, he's offside. He's well offside to go 2 goals up. Man City, I'm noticing, are playing a very high line in this game. Their back 4 is pushed up the pitch very, very far. So my strategy really right now is to keep playing those balls in behind. We've got the pace to exploit their high line. Keep doing it. We'll get more one-on-one chances. But they're going to do the same here. And Williams denied by Paul Lopez. And Romagnoli clears the back heel as well. Still 1-0. Let off there. Poor decision to throw that with Paul Lopez there. Should have just put my foot on the ball, and that was even worse. That was an even worse decision. Sane rolls it across. Oh, it's on the post, and Romagnoli holds off De Bruyne as Shaw boots it into touch, and we survive at the break to lead by a goal heading into half-time. But what a let-off there. Surrender possession twice with poor decisions, and as the woodwork is rattled, we escape. 1-0 at the break. Tony's got the goal. 45 minutes to go, though. This game is far from over. And as the second half gets underway here, still leading by 1. We're now going to move into my New Year's resolutions. Yes, and I don't know how on earth I'm going to be talking casually after that very interesting first half and talk about some resolutions. But as Keane has just gone on a lovely solo run and found Ivan Toney's bearing down on goal! What a start to the second half. Ivan Toney gets his second goal of the game and gives Roma a 2-goal cushion. Ivan with the finish, but credit Moise Kean for a lovely run. Brilliant solo dribble and the assist to match as well. Rolls it through to Tony, bearing down on Edison, and you certainly can't point the fingers at the Brazilian for that one. Brilliant finish into the far corner. Roma 2, Manchester City 0. And now I think I can be a little bit more casual that we got the 2-goal cushion with 40 minutes on the clock. Oh, poor old Pep. He is frustrated in real life and in the game as well. So 2-0 Roma, Tony's brace. Oh, what a fantastic night from our number 9 tonight. So yeah, I thought I'd discuss my New Year's resolutions today. Of course, in my live Q&A a few weeks ago now, not a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago now, in the Europa League final against Milan, I was doing a live Q&A. The first question I got asked were what my resolutions were going to be for the new year, and I thought, as it'll be the 30th of December when you guys are watching this video, one day before New Year's Eve, everyone loves to make New Year's resolutions, and I thought I'd give you 5 today. And what I want you guys to do today in the comment section down below as well, guys, if you would be so kind, is also comment down below, what are your 5 New Year's resolutions for 2020? So you don't have to do 5 if you don't want to. If you can manage 5, that would be great though. But yeah, in the comment section down below, give me some New Year's resolutions. What are you guys planning to do in the New Year's? Don't have to be super serious. There can be some fun ones as well. But let me know what you guys are planning to do in New Year's. and I'll give you my 5 as well. So yeah, let's do them together today. New Year's resolutions. Let me know in the comment section down below what New Year's resolutions have you got planned for 2020 to start a new decade as well as a new year. So my New Year's resolutions for 2020. Well, I talked about 2 of them in that live Q&A against Milan in the Europa League final. Excuse me. And the first one is that I'm planning to go full-on vegan in the new year. At the start of November, I turned vegetarian, and since I've done that, I have noticed so many benefits. I feel a lot more energetic than I used to do before. I certainly am no longer as lethargic as I used to be. I just feel in general I've got more of a positive mood, which is really good as well, because for someone that's struggled with depression for over half my current life so far, it's been frustrating always having a low M really. But yeah, I've felt a lot more positive and motivated since I turned vegetarian, and I'm sure it is quite coincidental, but I do think that cutting out the meat, the fish and dairy has helped as well. So in the new year, I'm going to try and cut out the dairy as well as the meat and fish, go full on vegan. I kind of already am now. The only things that I need to cut out are my protein powder, which is non-vegan. Bloody hell, City aren't giving the ball away here, are they? The chocolate, I love eating chocolate, and cookies, good save Pau Lopez there, and also I do eat a bit of pizza as well. So that's right now the only dairy I'm having, but I need to cut that out. So I'm planning to go full on vegan in the new year. Not straight away, because I'll have to throw out a load of protein powder, which I don't want to do, so it's expensive. But yeah, at some point in the new year, I'm planning to go vegan. And the other New Year's resolution, I should not be passing out from the back here, but I am going to do so. And the other New Year's resolution I talked about in the Europa League final is that I am going to try and learn Portuguese. Not, fully, and not go fluent in the first year. That would be almost impossible for me. But I'm going to try and... Oh, Tony! Oh, I taken it too far, have I? Yep, tried around there, some wrong decision. I'm going to try and learn Portuguese. I've booked my first Portuguese lessons for the new year, so I'm very excited for that. It begins in the start of February. And yeah, it should be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to try and learn a new language. I've said before, Brazil is a country that I'm just so desperate to visit. I'd love to go there one day. I think Portuguese is a lovely language as well. It sounds really very sexy when you hear people speaking it. So yeah, I'm going to try and learn Portuguese over the next few years, beginning next year, as I start making my first steps in learning a new language. So yeah, and my other 3 New Year's resolutions that I didn't discuss in the live Q&A. Well, the first one is pretty simple, but I need to start saving more money. I lost all of my savings through really stupid shit, and it's my own fault for that. I have no one else to blame but myself. Pau Lopez, got to get there. Well done, son. And in the new year, I want to start saving some money again. Because I'm 27 now. I'll be turning 28 during the new year. And I obviously, and I would really like to start saving money again. Because at some point, I would like to buy a house. It would be lovely to be able to do that. It's very expensive to buy a house in this country. And if I am to be able to do that, I'm going to need to start saving some money and saving some money quickly. Because right now, 27 years old, and there's nothing in my bank account right now. So in order for me to one day buy a house, I need to start saving money ASAP. So in the new year, I want to start putting aside some money every month. And that's not going to be easy to do because I have a lot of expenditure, a lot of bills to pay. But I'll do my best regardless to put a bit of money away in the new year and hopefully start saving again. And in order to do that, one of my other New Year's resolutions is to look more actively for a new job, and hopefully one that I also enjoy as well. In the summer of last year, I was working as a marketing assistant, and yeah, it was all right. It was okay. It was relatively enjoyable. But the industry I was working in, as in senior side netting there, was not one I had much interest in. And therefore, it wasn't exactly a passion of mine. YouTube, as most of you guys can tell, just by the way I talk about it, is my passion. I love creating content. I love making videos. I love uploading and commenting and engaging with you guys. It's just so fun. It's my favorite thing to do. I love YouTube. I love being on social media. It's a lot of fun. It is a passion of mine, and that's why I couldn't stay away from it, But the industry I was working in when I was working in the summer wasn't really anything I had any interest in, and therefore it wasn't a passion. And as Diaz is in behind the back line... Oh, why didn't I just shoot from a tight angle? He's got to finish on him. I'm going to try and find a new job anyway in the new year that I've got more of a passion in. And hopefully I'll enjoy it a lot more than my previous one. So yeah, that's my plan in the new year. Get a new job, which I really, really enjoy. And, that's sort of like goal number 3 and goal number 4 for my New Year's resolution sort of combined there. Get a new job and save some money as well. And once again, Diaz in behind Cancelo. And this time I should get it right. It's Tony for the hat-trick. His first match ball in a Roma shirt. Roma 3, Manchester City 0. He has destroyed Pep Guardiola's side tonight. 3-0. What a performance from our number 9. They've played such a high defensive line and we have exploited it. Bang! What a strike into the roof of the net. Roma 3, Man City 0, and Ivan Toney with the hat-trick as well. So yeah, that's New Year's resolutions 3 and 4. Get a new job that I enjoy and also start saving some money as well. And that's my fifth New Year's resolution as well. To be honest, this is one I was gonna kind of keep private because I don't really want to discuss it too much on YouTube. But I talked about it on Twitter. Have I made my free subs? Yeah, I have. I talked about it on Twitter. For the past few years, I had a bit of a problem with drugs. I hadn't really talked about it on YouTube. I'd mentioned it once or twice before, but very subtly and quite cryptically as well. And I never really wanted to discuss it too much because I wouldn't necessarily say I was ashamed of it, but I certainly felt bad because of it, and I didn't really want to talk about it that much because I like to present myself as, you know, quite a nice guy, and I'm not saying, you know, when you do drugs you're a bad person, not at all, absolutely not, but it is the sort of thing that I don't think a lot of people would have associated with me, you know, and I didn't really want to have people sort of, you know, lose their kind of respect for me in some way, so I didn't really want to talk about that much, but I did have a bit of a problem with drugs over the past few years, and I'm hoping in the new year that I'm going to stay off drugs altogether. I have not touched anything since the start of November, since I turned vegetarian. I also quit drugs as well, and it's been tough. You know, I was someone that, you know, for a long time was a daily stoner, if you will. I used to, you know, do a little bit of cocaine as well, and a couple of others that I'm not going to talk about, but I did have a bit of a problem with drugs. It was quite hard for me to, you know, get through a week without having something. But I haven't touched anything since November, and it has been quite tough, I'll be honest. I've had some withdrawal symptoms, and Diaz for the fourth. Oh, yes, off the bench. Diaz has been great in recent weeks. Roma 4, Manchester City 0. What a way to end the special episode number 100. Brilliant finish by Diaz, and what a night at the Stadio Olimpico. Roma 4, Manchester City 0. And yeah, so my fifth New Year's resolution is just to stay off the drugs for the entire year, and hopefully for good as well. I don't want to take anything ever again, and that's going to be very hard for me to do based on what my life has been like over the past few years. But I am motivated to quit them all for good. You know, everything I've taken, everything I've done in recent years, I'm hoping that I'll be able to quit them all for good. I actually believe in the decriminalisation of all drugs. I don't think that drugs should be illegal at all. But I don't want to have any part with them anymore. You know, you can take drugs, you can use them for medicinal purposes, like the way I started as well. That's cool. But for me, I want to quit them all together, and that is my fifth and probably most important New Year's resolution of them all. It's going to be tough to go an entire year without touching anything, but that's my goal, that's my plan, and I'm hoping I'll be able to succeed with that, along with the other four as well. So I've got a big 2020 to come. There is a lot of things that I want to do in the new year, and I really need to become the best version of myself. And if I'm going to do that, I've got to stay motivated. And hopefully I'll be able to hit all 5 of those New Year's resolutions and all those objectives for 2020 to start the year and the decade off right. That's my goal, to start off really, really aggressive and making sure that I hit all of my objectives and stay disciplined as well. So those are my 5 New Year's resolutions, and in the comment section down below today, guys, I want you guys to let me know what your New Year's resolutions are as well. You don't need to do 5, but you can if you want, and let me know in the comment section down below how you're planning to start 2020 off and what your goals are for the new year as well. And what a performance for Roma to end the special episode number 100 off as well. 4-0 scoreline, 5 shots, 5 on target, and 4 of which finding the back of the net. A first ever Roma hat-trick for Ivan Toney, and Diaz off the bench, wrapping up the victory. What a performance from Roma, possibly our best win since joining the Italians. And we now have got 1 foot in the quarterfinals after the demolition job of Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. What a fantastic win that was. I'm absolutely buzzing. What a way to end the special Thank You episode 100 off as well. So a big thank you for watching today's episode, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed it. And I want to say as well to end the episode off too, thank you so much for all the support throughout 100 episodes in the series so far. It really has been fantastic. And I said it on Twitter yesterday afternoon. Right now, you know, we are on course to have my first 200 plus episode since my FIFA 15 career mode with West Bromwich Albion, PSG and Arsenal as well. And, you know, when I came back to YouTube in October, I did not think I would be able to do a series like this again. But the support you guys have given me since day one, since episode 1, has been absolutely incredible. And to have reached a century of episodes before January, That is remarkable, and I only have you guys to thank for that, because your support since episode 1 has been absolutely immense, and it means the world to me to come back to YouTube, have this level of support, and do a series like this again. It means everything. Thank you so much for all the support on 100 episodes, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this special thank you episode as well. If you did, then please do drop a like, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Much love to you all, enjoy the rest of the day, and don't forget to comment down below what your New Year's resolutions are for the first year of a new decade. Let's start the year off well, guys, and let's have a fantastic 2020. So thank you for supporting our 100 episodes so far, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Please leave a like if you did. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.